Right, good morning everybody and welcome to step 18, multiplying mixed numbers. So we're just going to move one step further than what we've done in our previous two lessons. So let's have a look at our introduction task. So it's a recap on yesterday. It's 6 sevenths times by 8. So it's a non-unit fraction times by a whole number. So let's apply our rules from the previous two lessons. So when we're multiplying by a whole number, we keep our denominator the same, which is sevenths. And then we need to multiply our numerator by our whole number, and 6/8, 48. However, hopefully you'd already seen, not a very good 8, hopefully you'd already seen there's a bit of an issue. We have mixed numbers down here. So what we need to do is apply previous learning that we've used, and we need to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number. And we do that using our times tables knowledge. So what we do is we know that 7 sevenths is in our denominator. So we know that 7 sevenths is equivalent to 1 whole. That's 1 times by 7. 2 sevenths, which is 14 sevenths, is equivalent to 2. And then if you went up in your 7 times table again, 21 sevenths, that's 3 lots of 7, it's equivalent to 3 whole numbers. Now, if you carried on going up in your 7 times table, you'll reach 42 sevenths, which is equivalent to 6 whole numbers. If I went up to 49, I'd actually go to my next whole number. That would be 7 whole numbers. However, that is above my 48 sevenths, so I can't do that. So I need to work out the difference between 48 and 42, because I still need to show that remaining amount of sevenths that don't make a whole number. So what I do is I find the difference between 48 and 42, and the best way to do that is just add up from 42 to 48. So I go 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and that is 6. And then make sure you place your denominator at the bottom. It's 6 and 6 sevenths, and if we look at our answers, it's our third one here. Let's have a look at our first task that will be on our sheet today. Complete the following steps. 4 and 4 sevenths times by 3. Our first step in this is to actually multiply our two whole numbers. And that 4 times by 3. 4 times by 3, 4 threes are 12. Our next step is what we were doing yesterday. It's multiplying a non-unit fraction by a whole number. Keeping our denominator the same, which is already there for you, nice and handy. So we just have to multiply our numerator by a whole number, and 4 threes, like we've just seen, are 12. And if we looked at our image here, you'll notice that here we have 3 sets, 3 groupings of 4, just here, and each represents a seventh. Now, however, I need to make sure, like in the last introduction activity, that I need to convert my improper fraction to a mixed number. So I look at my denominator to understand that 7 sevenths in this fraction here is equivalent to 1 whole. Now, if I go off of my 7 times table, my next one, 2 sevenths, are 14. 14 sevenths is 2 whole numbers. However, my 14 in my 14 sevenths is larger, it's greater than my 12 sevenths. So it's only going to be 1 whole. So I need to work the difference out, because I can't ignore those amount of sevenths that are remaining. So I need to work the difference out between 7 and 12. And I do that by starting on my 7 and counting up. So I go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that is 5/7, because I've kept my denominator the same. Now my final step is to add my whole number, 4 times by 3, which equals 12, to my mixed number below, which is 1 and 5/7. So I'm going to put my little handy plus sign there, my little handy add sign. Okay, and then I'm going to do 12 add 1. I want to do the whole numbers first. 12 add 1 is 13, and then 0 add 5 and 5/7 is just 5/7. Right, let's have a look at our next activity. Question number 2 is complete the calculations below. We have A and we have B. So let's look at A first. Like in the previous question, make sure you multiply your whole numbers first. 3 times by 5 is 15. Then we multiply our fraction to our whole number. So we're doing this second, which is 2/3 times by 5. Now remember our rule, we need to keep the denominator the same. So the best thing to do here is to actually place your denominator in straight away. And then all we have to do is times our numerator by our denominator. That is 2 times by 5, which equals 10. However, again, here we have an improper fraction. We need to convert that to a mixed number. So I identify in here, in my fraction, what would make a whole. And that is shown by my denominator. So 3/3 in this fraction would make a whole. Not 7/7, but 3/3. If I apply my times table knowledge to convert my improper fraction to a mixed number, 2 3s are 6. So 6/3 equals 2. Let's go up in my 3s again. I haven't hit 10 yet. I'm looking for 10/3, aren't I? So 9/3 equals 3. However, if I do 4 times by 3, I have 12/3. And you'll notice, hopefully by now, I've gone beyond my 10/3. I've gone to 12/3. So I don't want to do that. So I know it's 3 whole numbers. But I need to calculate the difference between 9 and 10. Because I want to include any remaining thirds in my mixed number. And if I count from 9 to 10, it is just 1 difference. So my mixed number is 3 1/3. Then all I have to do in my final step, like I did in my previous question, is add my whole numbers together and then place my proper fraction at the end. So 15 add 3 is 18, and then 1/3 is my proper fraction. So it's 18 1/3. 4 4/9 times by 3. So again, my first step is to multiply my whole numbers together, and I'll do this on left hand side. 4 times by 3. Oh, sorry, it's not that's an awful 3. Sometimes it goes a little bit wonky. Is 12. Right, my next step is to look at my fraction and to times it by my whole number. And 4/9 times by 3. Remembering, when you're multiplying a fraction with a whole number, sorry, it's not very good, times sign, multiplication sign. It's a better 3 though this time. I need to keep my denominator the same. So my denominator here is not thirds, it's not sevenths, it's ninths. And then I times my whole number with my numerator, and 4 times by 3 is 12. However, I've got the same problem that I had in question A. This is an improper fraction. I need to convert this to a mixed number by applying my times table knowledge and my knowledge of what makes a whole within this fraction. So I look at my denominator. So 9/9 is equivalent to 1 whole. Now I apply my times table and notation. Well, 2 9s are 18. 18/9. So that's 2 9s multiplied by 2. It's 2 whole numbers. However, you'll notice straight away, hopefully, that this 18 has gone beyond my 12. So what I need to do is I need to show it as one whole number, because that's 9/9. And I need to find the difference between 12/9 and my 9/9 here. So I apply my knowledge of addition. I go, okay, I'll start on 9. I go 10, 11, 12. So that is 3/9. Then my final step is to add my whole number with my whole number and my proper fraction at the end. So 1 add 12, or 12 add 1 equals 13. And then my proper fraction at the end, 3/9. 13 and 3/9. And for some of you out there, you probably simplified that already. That's 13 and 1/3. All right, let's have a look at our final question today. Slightly different. We've got one extra step at the end for this, and I'll show you that once we complete our first set of calculations. So we'll stick to our same method that we've been applying straight away. So it's match the calculations to their answers. We have A and we have B. So we have 4 3/5 times by 4, and then we have 5 4/5 times by 3. So let's do our mixed numbers. Let's do our whole numbers first. Do apologise. We have 4 times by 4. Hopefully, most of you will know what 4 times by 4 is instantly, which is 4 squared. Let's have a look, 16. Then we need to multiply our non-unit fraction by a whole number. Remembering to keep our denominator, we're not multiplying our denominator, we're going to keep that the same, which is fifths. And then we're going to multiply our numerator by a whole number. 3 times by 4 is 12. Now let's see if we can convert this to our mixed number. We know that 5/5, cross that through, don't need that. We know that 5/5, because we're looking at our denominator, is equal to 1. 10/5, because we're applying our multiplication knowledge, is equal to 2. However, if I multiply, or if I place another 5 on top, that'd be 15/5, so it would go beyond my 12/5. So I know it's 2. And then I need to count from this 10 up to 12 to find my remaining fifths. And it's 2 and 2/5. Now, I need to add my whole numbers together and place my proper fraction at the end. 16 and 2 and 2/5 equals 16 add 2 is 18, and place my 2/5 on the end. So I've actually got one of the answers just here. However, you will notice we have an issue because we don't know which one is which, because both of these are fifths. One is 87/5 and one is 92/5. So what I need to do is I need to convert my answer into a mixed number. So I know where to place my 18 and 2/5 and in which section does it go, in the top one here or in the top one here. So what I do is I know that each whole number in my fifths is equivalent to 5/5. I need to times that 5/5 by the amount of whole numbers I've got. And the amount of whole numbers I've got is 18. Now 18 times by 5. You may need to do a little bit of short multiplication for this. But I can just do 10 lots of 5 are 50. 8 lots of 5 are 40. And add them together. Applying my multiplication knowledge, my times table knowledge. So 18 times by 5 is 90. It's actually 90/5. And then I need to add the 2 on the end. So I know 90 add 2/5, 90/5 add 2/5. Wow, is 92/5. So I've got a lot of working out here. But it's things that I think all of you can do and apply previous knowledge to new knowledge. So 92/5. So I know that my answer for A is actually here. So I can place now, I'm going to try and circle it as much as possible. I can place this answer, point a little arrow to it just here. I need to place this answer here, my little arrow, just here. 18 and 2/5. So remember, when you're doing this section, you need to, exactly the same as what you've done before, you need to find out the mixed number first, and then what you do is then you convert into an improper fraction. I'll just do this one here just to go through it again. So we have whole numbers we need to multiply first. I'm not going to write all of this out. So 5 times by 3 is 15. Then we've got 4/5 times by 3. Now we keep the same. We keep our denominator the same. If we do 4 times by 3 is 12. However, 15 and 12/5 is not correct. We need to convert this into a mixed number. I know that 5/5 again is equal to one whole number. So I apply my multiplication rule. 10/5 is 2. If I go up to 15/5, which is 3, I've gone beyond my 12. So I know it's 2 whole numbers, and how many fifths I've got remaining. I need to find the difference between 12, just over here, and 10. So I count up from 10 to 12, 11, 12, which give me 2/5. Now I just need to add 15, add 2/5, 2 and 2/5. I do apologize, I missed the whole number out, which would be really important and really silly, equals 17 and 2/5. Now to do your final conversion, remember you're multiplying that whole number by 5/5, because 5/5 is equivalent to 1. So 17, my whole number is 17, times by my 5/5, which I represent as 5 here. 17 lots of 5/5 is 85/5, because it's 10 lots of 5, which is 50, 7 lots of 5, which is 35. Add the 2 of them together, I get 85/5. Then all I need to do is I need to add my 2/5 to give me 87. So what do I put in my box? Just here, go back to my original answer, which is just here. I'm just marking it with this line here, 17 and 2/5. So a lot of working out to do. If you need to have a look at this part of the video again, make sure you do. Good luck, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Thank you very much.